The last clip on the camera was 43 seconds long. No dialogue, no music, no sound except the wind moving through the pines. Just Marcus, standing at the edge of the firelight, back to the camera, shoulders still, arms at his sides, staring into the dark between the trees. And then he walked forward, slow, steady, deliberate, like a man walking toward something he had already decided. The trees swallowed him. The camera recorded 14 more minutes of empty camp. That was 3 weeks ago. Nobody has seen him since. There were 4 of us. Marcus, Dev, Priya, and me. We'd done this trip every single year since college. Same forest, same trail, same campsite by the creek. 4 nights, no signal, no responsibilities. Just the woods and a fire and people you trust with your life. Marcus always brought his camera. A proper one, not just his phone. The kind with a wide lens and a long battery life and a strap he'd worn so long it had permanently shaped itself to his shoulder. He documented everything. Every meal, every stupid joke, every sunrise, every moment he thought was worth keeping. We teased him about it every year. We wish we hadn't, because this year, on the morning of day 3, we woke up and his tent was empty, sleeping bag still there, boots still there, car keys on the ground outside the zip. Just gone. We searched for 4 hours, called his name until we were hoarse, walked every trail we knew in every direction. Nothing. The Rangers came, then the police, then search and rescue. 3 weeks later, they found his camera, half a mile from camp, at the base of an oak tree, sitting upright, perfectly upright, like someone had placed it there, carefully, deliberately, like someone wanted it to be found. They gave it to me. I don't know why they gave it to me. Maybe they already knew what was on it and they didn't want to be the ones to watch it. 216 clips. I recognized most of them immediately. The drive up, the first fire, Dev burning his marshmallow, Priya asleep in her camp chair with a book on her face, Marcus laughing so hard at something I said that he nearly dropped the camera. Normal. Completely, painfully normal. And then clip 144, shot at 2:11 a.m. on day 2. The camera was pointing at the tree line, set down on something low, angled outward, like Marcus had placed it there himself and stepped back. The fire was still going, low and orange, just enough light to make out the first ring of trees. For 4 full minutes, nothing. Just the creek, the wind, the fire settling into itself. And then, in the gap between 2 pines, 30 feet from camp, something moved. Not an animal, not the wind bending a branch. A shape. Upright, tall, completely still, standing between the trees and watching the camp. I paused the clip, zoomed in as far as the resolution allowed, and held my breath. It had the rough outline of a person, but the proportions were wrong, deeply wrong. The arms hanging too low, the neck too thin, the head tilted at an angle that no comfortable, living neck would hold. What was that? What was standing 30 feet from where we slept? I watched the rest of the clip without blinking. For 11 straight minutes, it did not move. It stood between those 2 pines, and it watched us. I went back to the very beginning, watched every clip from day 1, frame by frame, background by background, and I found it. In the very first night's footage, in the background of a clip Marcus had shot of the fire. Not the subject, not the focus, just the dark behind us. It was there. Same tree line, same stillness, same wrong proportions. It had been there from night 1. I pulled every outdoor clip shot after dark, searched the background of every single frame, methodically, obsessively, for 3 hours straight. It appeared in 14 clips, always in the background, always watching, always at a different distance. That's when my hands started shaking, because in the first clip, it was 30 feet away, and in each clip after that, it was closer, 10 feet closer every single night, moving with patience, with precision, like something that understood distance, like something that was measuring it. By clip 130, shot the evening of day 2, it was 10 feet from where we were sitting. 10 feet. And none of us had seen it. Not once, not even a glance, not even a feeling. For 2 full days, we had been laughing and eating and sleeping. 10 feet from something that had been watching us the entire time. Clip 172. This one was different, and I knew it immediately. Marcus was holding the camera himself. I could tell by the slight tremor in the left side of the frame. An old skiing injury. His hand always shook just slightly when he was tense. He was filming the tree line, deliberately, precisely. Just the tree line, not the camp, not the fire, not any of us. At 1:47 a.m., he held the shot for 6 full minutes. And in those 6 minutes, I could hear his breathing, shallow, slow, controlled. The way you breathe when you are trying, desperately, not to make a sound. The shape was visible from the very first frame, closer than ever before. Near the first ring of trees, maybe 15 feet, Marcus knew it was there. He had gone out alone at 1:47 in the morning, and he was filming it. And at the 4-minute mark, just barely audible beneath the sound of the wind, Marcus whispered something. I played it back 6 times with headphones. He said, "It's not looking at the camp anymore." I checked the frame. He was right. For the first time, across every single night of footage, the shape wasn't facing the camp. It was facing the camera. It was looking directly, precisely, unmistakably at Marcus. Had it always been looking at him? Had it chosen him specifically from the very first night? Was the rest of us just scenery? Clip 214, the second to last clip on the card. Marcus, inside his tent, lying in his sleeping bag, camera propped up and facing him. Timestamp reading 4:33 a.m. He was awake, eyes open, staring at the roof of the tent, completely still, completely calm, in a way that felt wrong, deeply wrong. Because calm at 4:33 a.m. in those circumstances doesn't look like peace. It looks like surrender. He was talking, quietly, almost under his breath, and I turned the volume all the way up to hear it. He said, "I know you're outside. I can hear you breathing. I've been able to hear you since the very first night." Silence. 30 seconds of complete silence. And then, "I won't tell them. I promise I won't tell them. Just that. Nothing else." Clip 215. The last clip. 43 seconds. Marcus at the edge of the firelight, back to the camera, shoulders still, arms loose at his sides, and then he walked forward. Slow, steady, completely without hesitation, like a man honoring an agreement. The dark took him, and the camera sat there, recording nothing for 14 more minutes, until the battery finally gave out. I couldn't stop. I went back through every photo, every clip, every piece of footage from every camping trip we'd ever taken. 4 years of trips, same forest, same trail, same campsite, and I found it in footage from 2 years ago. Same tree line, same posture, same shape, standing in the background of a photo Marcus had taken of me and Priya laughing by the fire. 2 years ago. It had been there before. It had always been there. And then I found something even worse. In footage from 3 years ago, a clip Marcus had shot of Dev cooking breakfast. Background of the tree line just visible over Dev's shoulder. The shape was there, but in that clip it wasn't at the tree line. It was closer, much closer. Standing just beyond the first ring of trees, maybe 20 feet from the camp. Which means 3 years ago, it was at 20 feet. 2 years ago, it was at 30. This year, it was at 10. It wasn't getting closer trip by trip. It was getting closer year by year. Learning us, measuring us, deciding slowly, patiently, over years, which one of us it wanted. Search and rescue suspended the search last week. Marcus is officially listed as missing, presumed lost in the wilderness. I got a message from Priya 2 days ago. No text, no caption, just a photo attached. She'd been going through her own camera roll from the trip, and she'd found something she couldn't explain. Something she'd looked at for days before she could bring herself to send it. It was a photo she'd taken on the last afternoon, the 4 of us around the fire, laughing, normal, alive, but in the background, at the edge of the tree line, visible in broad daylight in a way it had never been at night, the shape was there, and this time you could see it clearly. It wasn't facing the camp. It was standing directly behind Marcus, close enough to touch him, close enough that its shadow fell across the back of his chair, and Marcus was the only one not smiling in the photo. He was looking slightly to the side, not at the camera, not at any of us, at it. He had known since the very first night. He had kept that promise every single day, right up until the moment he walked into the dark. I don't know what it offered him. I don't know what the agreement was, but I know this. If you've ever been camping, if you've ever sat around a fire in the dark, if you've ever felt that specific stillness, that sudden, total quiet where the animals stop, the insects stop, the wind drops, and the forest holds its breath, and you told yourself it was nothing, go back through your photos. Look at the tree line. Look at the background of every shot you never thought to check, because whatever found Marcus, it wasn't looking for him specifically. It was looking at all four of us, and it made a choice. What if, in your photos, in the background of some ordinary, happy moment, something already made one about you? If something just made you think about your last camping trip, check the photos, specifically the ones taken at night, specifically the backgrounds, specifically the tree line. You're listening to Darkness Frequency, where the stories don't stay in the screen. Subscribe, and the next time you're out there, in the dark, around a fire, and the woods go quiet, don't look into the trees. Whatever is standing there is already looking back.